Conversation forward then. We have Vaibhav Sanghavi, CEO of ASK Hedge Solutions, with us on the show. Vaibhav, thanks for joining in. Good to have you on. Lots of big events, the Fed for one, and then the budget tomorrow. And the markets had an interesting ride, right? Extreme volatility. I was just looking at the VIX. I mean, it's up almost 15-16% in January itself. So, how are you looking at positioning at this point in time? Have you been lightening somewhat as we've been, trickling around the all-time highs? Or are you looking to buy every dip?
No, I think, Sylvie, I think as you rightly mentioned, there are a few events which has the potential to take the market direction in either ways. Of course, Fed event with Prashant and you talking about, as well as the vote on account. Now, while there are lesser expectations on the vote on account to have any big surprises, but Fed event I think would be a crucial one where what we are not only looking at what their direction on their interest rates would be, but at the same time, we would be looking, towards the commentary on the quantitative tightening programs as well. So while both of these kind of variables are up there, and we'll wait to see what it is post that is when we'll take a view, accordingly, and probably position our portfolios accordingly, right? So till then, and as a principle, being a long short fund, risk-adjusted return fund, we generally don't take any big binary or any big positions against or before these kind of binary events.
Okay, all right. Hi, Vaibhav. Good afternoon. Good to see you in. Talking about positioning, how are you positioned right now? If you could give us a rough long-short ratio.
No, I think, as I said, right, we would generally go very light into these kind of events. Once this kind of pans out, and probably as we hope or as we expect, that no major surprises may come out of both these two events, is when we would be, kind of marginally bullish onto the markets. Of course, the valuations are tad, rich, but we would try and find out space where we can find a combination of better valuation and good growth prospects.
Okay, combination of valuation and good growth prospects. Vaibhav, so tell us, sort of lately, which sectors have you been focused on? Where have you looked at to add? You get lots of these accidents, so also you get, those many view as opportunities. For example, yesterday we had a fund manager who told us that he's added Polycab, right, after the sharp correction post the regulatory issues that they had. And there are so many others where there have been sharp sell-offs in very short time span, stocks and companies which are still considered very good over long periods of time. So what have you done?
See, I think, Prashant, what, our assessment of what the market condition currently is and how the stocks are moving is that, while the sectors and stocks are kind of fairly priced or richly priced, any potential negative event or probably even as good as earnings also, if it's slightly below expectation, their propensity or their correction is probably a little more disproportionate, purely because we are at a level which are a little uncomfortable from a valuation standpoint. Having said that, I think what we witnessed in last 2 quarters of great margin tailwinds, I think this quarter we are seeing that to kind of taper off, and probably where the companies will start focusing on the market share and revenue. Now, in that case, our expectation is basically that the earnings, I think, would be little lesser than what the street is expecting. And that is where we would probably see for opportunities. But from a sectoral perspective, what we are looking at, I think we continue to be bullish on industrials as a space. Of course, I would have wished for a little better valuations. But apart from that, I think consumer durables, we do also like pharmaceuticals to an extent, purely because their numbers have been pretty decent. While we'll wait for things to get steady on the banking side. And financial services, one more sector, is something which we like.
Okay, all right. Well, Vaibhav, short but effective chat. Thanks so much for joining in and filling us in with all of those details. For the time being, though, we'll slip into a short break. As always,